Hello and welcome to Just Be Handy. Today we're going to look at how to transform your string trimmer into a hedge trimmer. And it can be done for basically under $100, and I'll show you how to do that. And it's also quick to change. I'm going to show you how easy it is to transform back and forth between this hedge trimmer head and this weed string trimmer head. So you'll need an 8mm socket, and sometimes they have it so that you could use a screwdriver, but for most cases the screws are interchangeable, so you can use the screws from one head to the other. I know this head did not come with that, so you have the one bolt that loosens up the grip on the shaft, and then the other bolt is a through hole. And I had to put an extra through hole through this string trimmer to be able to take this new head. So you just can back that out all the way, and then put them aside. And you can see they're both the same size, except one is longer. The longer one is for the pinch bolt. It's a pinch bolt. And then the other one is for just making sure that the head does not turn on the shaft. And you can see the OE hole was here. And then I put in an extra hole here by just putting it on and doing that. So this is the OE string trimmer head, and basically you just have to get the splines lined up and put it. So you just slide it, line up the hole, put this in first, the shorter bolt. And then once that is in, you can then put this on. And then you could put the shield back on as well. So it's just that simple. Now if I tighten up the pinch bolt, I'm ready to go. It just took me basically under a minute to do that. Now what do you need to know about your string trimmer to buy the proper hedge trimmer head? Well, it's very simple. I'll show you. I'll put this closer here. So this is about a 24mm shaft, and it is a 7-spline type. So when you go to find one of these, they come in a square spline, a 9-spline, and a 7-spline. And then they come in sizes of 24, 26, and 28 diameter. So you have to make sure you know what the diameter of your shaft is and how many splines you have. And then when you get the new head, you basically will bring it till it butts up right up against that bearing in there. This side butts up against the bearing. And then you could use that smaller bolt for the alignment to screw that in till it makes a little pinch on the shaft. That will give you where you should drill the next hole, or if it lines up, then you're lucky, right? Okay, now that you know how it goes, we'll just put this back on. Again, you just rotate this a little bit to get it kind of lined up, and once your splines go in, it'll go all the way in. You look for that hole to line up and use the smaller bolt to get going on that and drive it all the way in. And when you have that bolt bottomed out, there we go. Now you can put in your pinch bolt. Remember, there's a lock washer on there. and bottom it out. And you're ready to go. Again, the thing that's nice about this is you can pinch these and then they articulate. So you could do hedges that are overhead, or buckthorn, or even keep it straight to do slices on long rows of hedges, so you're not constantly carrying a heavy weight and just working right there. You can have a long shaft to help you along with that. As you walk along, you could just do a large area, and that's why I went with this. And again, for me, it was under $60 to get this head, and I'll show you the Amazon purchase that I did, but you can get these on eBay or Amazon, or even just search for hedge trimmer head and then whatever spline you have and shaft diameter of your trimmer that you want to utilize for both, and you'll be all set to go. Again, this is a way you could position the setup to take care of things like buckthorn and so on that you can sweep through and get ground stuff. Now the cool thing about this is if you put a harness on, you could really get it balanced well. So all the mass is very well balanced between the head and the actual engine. So that's another benefit to one of these versus the electric ones, where all the weight or the mass is at the head. You could see it set up for doing overhead stuff, so you don't have to get on a ladder or anything. So imagine carrying that up, and then you could do things about, let's see, if you're about 5'8" or 6 foot, you can reach another 4 feet or so with this and be able to do shrubs that high. So it really comes in handy on that position. And again, most of the mass will be downward, so it's not going to be heavy to move that thing around. Again, thanks again. Give us that thumbs up at Just Be Handy.